Want to find the best sensitivity for laser sprays and car tracing? Then this is the perfect video for you. I will explain all the sensitivity settings and share some pro techniques to master it. Watch until the end so that you don't miss anything. Free look camera sensitivity represents your I button sensitivity. The I button is very useful while using throwables. So don't make it too high or too low. Keeping it at 100 is better. Also, place the I button somewhere you can access it easily. Camera sensitivity determines the speed of your finger movement on the screen. For example, the third-person no scope. If you set it to max, you can adjust the aim between long distances with just a small swipe in the screen. But keeping it this high will mess up your aim. It doesn't matter whether it's camera sensitivity or gyroscope. Don't use maximum or minimum sensitivities. So my suggestion for third-person no scope is 100. But if you feel it is low, you can go up to 150. For FPP, also use the same. Now the TPP and FPP aim, if you don't use the shoulder aim, set it to 0. Otherwise, match it with your no scope sensitivity. For scope sensitivities, you will have to try out each scope in training grounds and adjust the sensitivity according to your finger movement. Every player is different, so don't just blindly copy any sensitivity. Especially if you're a non-gyro player, you must do it in the proper way. But if you think you don't have time to try out each scope and find sensitivity, don't worry. I will show you 2 techniques to set each scope sensitivity faster. The first technique is to use the default settings. Yes, don't change anything. Pubg Mobile and BGMI have a default sensitivity settings. This is a medium level sensitivity, so just keep it like that. Second technique is a little more logical. The idea is to decrease sensitivity by 10% for every next scope. I will explain. First, set a medium sensitivity for red dot, for example 50. Now reduce 10%. That's multiply 50 by 0.9, you get 45. This is your 2x scope sensitivity. Now again, reduce 10%, that is 45 multiplied by 0.9. That is 40.5. Take it as 40. This is the 3x scope sensitivity. Now for 4x, multiply 40 by 0.9. This gives you 36. Again, 36 multiplied by 0.9 gives 32. This is the 5x scope sensitivity, but there's no 5x scope in the game. So do it again. 32 multiplied 0.9, that is 29. This is the 6x scope sensitivity. Continue this pattern to find the 8x scope sensitivity also. ADS sensitivity represents firing sensitivity. When you start firing, your sensitivity shifts from camera to ADS. If you are a beginner, you can use it the same as camera sensitivity. But if you are not able to control the recoil with it, adjust accordingly. Don't make the difference between camera and ADS too high, or it will be very hard to master and may mess up your aim. Gyroscope sensitivity is determined by your overall hand movement. Here we discuss Gyroscope ADS first. As I said earlier, ADS represents firing sensitivity. So this is the recoil control part in gyroscope sensitivity. My third-person, no-scope sensitivity is 300, because I am a full gyro player. You can also start with 300 if you're new to gyro. Don't use 400 as a beginner. 300 to 400 may not seem like a big change, but there is actually a 33% increase in gyro when changing from 300 to 400. If you play by resting your hand somewhere so that there won't be any unwanted movement, you can try 400. Because while using 400, even the slightest movement will affect your aim. So first master the 300 well, and then slowly shift to 400 if needed. If you use 300 for no scope, set the same for red dot. Because in close range fights you will use red dot along with no scope. So keep their sensitivities same so that your aim will remain stable. For remaining scopes, you can use my sensitivity as reference and adjust according to your hand movement. As I always say, every player is different. My hand movement will be different from yours. So make the necessary adjustments by coming to the training ground. I will show you an example. My 3x scope sensitivity is 250. You just try to spray using this sensitivity. If your aim is still going up, increase it by 5%, and if it is going down, decrease by 5%. Continue this process until you find the best sensitivity with almost zero recoil. It will only take 5 minutes. One more major point to remember while setting the Gyroscope ADS is, you should be able to control recoil in any situation. For gyroscope camera sensitivity, it is best to match it with your Gyroscope ADS settings. However, you can make changes if needed. Camera sensitivity is for aiming, not firing, so using the ADS sensitivity for camera sometimes feels high. In that case, reduce a little so that your aiming remains stable, especially for snipers. Also, don't make the difference between camera and ADS too high. For snipers, commonly used scopes are 8x and 6x, so reduce their gyroscope sensitivity to aim more accurately. There's one more option called advanced sensitivity, where you can adjust individual sensitivities for each gun. You can use this to customize sensitivity for snipers and high recoil guns like the AKM, M762, etc. If you want, I will make a detailed video on customizing sensitivity for individual guns and recoil control. Just comment below. And as always, if you find this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe.